Hello, let's discuss on the second type of drug, that is psychedelic drugs or hallucinogens. Psychedelic drugs or hallucinogens are those drugs that cause hallucination, nightmares, floating sensations, and even increase the sugar level in blood and increase the frequency of urinations. So what do you mean by hallucination? Hallucination is a state of mind where a person sees things or objects which are actually not real or present. So these psychedelic drugs or hallucinogen induces hallucination on the users. Let's discuss on some of the psychedelic drugs. The first one is LSD or lysergic acid diethylamides. LSD or lysergic acid diethylamide is a semi-synthetic crystalline alkaloid that is obtained from the dried fruiting bodies of the fungus named ergot. LSD causes nightmares, hallucinogens, floating sensation, and even increases the body temperature, vomiting, and causes diarrhea. It also causes severe mental disorders, and sometimes it causes consciousness and even death to the users. The pathological conditions that is caused by the use of this LSD, that is lysergic acid diethylamide, is called as the ergotism. The second drugs of psychedelic drugs or hallucinogen is the mescaline. Mescaline is an active alkaloid, and it causes it has hallucinogenic property and causes alteration in mood, even changes in perceptions, and also increase the body temperature and blood pressure. The third drugs under these psychedelic drugs is the psilocybin or psilocin. Psilocybin is an active hallucinogenic ingredient that is formed from the fruiting bodies of the Mexican mushroom like Psilocybe mexicana. The fourth psychedelic drugs is the hemp plant. Hemp is also commonly known as bhang, and the scientific name of this hemp plant is Cannabis sativa or Cannabis indica. So from this Cannabis sativa or Cannabis indica, four major types of drugs are obtained. The first one is bhang, the second is karas, the third is the ganja, and the fourth is marijuana. So these are some of the psychedelic drugs or hallucinogens. Now let's discuss on the performance enhancing drugs or steroids. Performance enhancing drugs are those drugs that are used by the sports person to build up their muscles, induces aggressiveness, and even enhances their performances. These drugs include certain anabolic steroids like Neurobol and Ovebolin. So let's discuss on the side effect of the use of drugs. The regular use of drugs slows down the reflexes and even causes confusion. The second is an overdose of some of these drugs may also prove fatal. Third is the drugs affects the liver and digestive tract and causes general weakness and even induces anemia. The fourth one is drugs like lysergic acid diethylamide can cause chromosomal abnormalities and may result in the birth of abnormal children. The fifth side effect is in case of female, the side effect of anabolic steroids, that is enhancing performance drugs, are it induces masculinization. Masculinization means it gives the appearances of male features like excessive growth of hair on the faces and bodies and even male voice. So the side effect of these drugs, that is performance enhancing drugs on female, is the masculinization. Now let's discuss on the reasons for drug addiction in adolescents. The first one is youngster feels and motivated to take drugs and alcohol out of curiosity, adventure, and even excitement. The second is that later on they realize that the adolescents they begin to use these drugs just to escape their problems. The third is the stress from pressures to excel in the academics or examination may also pursue the youngsters to try to take these drugs. And the major causes for youth to start drugs and alcohols is the perception that the drug users or those who are smoking cigarette, they feel that they look cool. So this tendency of feeling that they look cool if they have drugs, or if they smoke, if they drink alcohol. So these are some of the major causes which are the reason for causing addictions on these substances. Even televisions, movies, newspapers, and internet also help to promote these perceptions. And other factors associated with drugs addictions among adolescents are unstable or unsupportive families, unsupporting family structures with peer pressure. So these are some of the reasons that is causing increased addictions in the adolescents.